Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Schmidt.
Brick by brick, baby. I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smith?
What up, buddy? I'm Smith, that's Webb, and we are the Wager Makers, and this is the Wager Maker Podcast. This is Wager Maker Podcast number 60, Webb.
60. Not the easiest number to come up with. I'm going to go with my man Otis Sistrunk, just based on the name. I remember just seeing him like with one of those guys when he takes off his helmet, there's steam. He's like a bald dude. No, I don't know if he was nose tag. He's some type of lineman on the Raiders back in the 70s, I think. And he's one on the NFL films when they take off the helmet and there's like steam coming off. And he's all bloody. He's got shit all over himself. You know, the Raiders with those Blackie Stabler days. And then the boys sent in a couple other ones too. It was a Badnarik. I guess that was an Eagle. Did some hit on Frank Gifford. And then I think there was another, Otto Graham, like from 1944, Hall of Fame quarterback or something, number 60 as a quarterback. So interesting numbers. And these next, a bunch of these are going to be kind of weird. Could we get probably to, 70, I guess, maybe.
Right. Yeah, the 50s were super easy. There was a 50 every week. Was a 50, just right off the top of your head. You had something 60. I got to admit, usually we like to do guys that we've seen play.
Right.
Guys that we have some knowledge of. I'm sure there's been some awesome, number 60 offensive linemen out there that we can't think of that hide along. You only think of offensive linemen sometimes unless they're making a holding call or something like that. But I looked it up a little bit. Like you say, Otto Graham, number 60 for the Cleveland Browns, 3-time champion quarterback, Hall of Famer. Also, Tim O'Donnell in one of our group texts, Chuck Bednarik. It was a real famous hit on Frank Gifford, just laying him out. And the old Giants quarterback Frank Gifford. I guess he wasn't trying to get it in the pooper from the old flight attendant back in the day. When he was a All-American before Kathy Lee or Gifford.
Yeah, that's her name. Yeah,
and or maybe it was during Kathy Lee's time with her. I don't know, but anyway, he was the dude that just completely laid out Frank Gifford in that video that we've been seeing since we were kids and stuff. But never saw Otto Graham, never saw Bednarik, Otis Sistrunk. Otis Sistrunk. I don't know.
Otis Sistrunk, yeah, man.
Otis, he loves us. That's all I know about Otis.
That's it. A name alone, he gets it.
Right. So very difficult. 50s were easy, and I don't think it's going to get much easier at 61, 62, 63. It's going to be a tough go. So we'll try and look a little deeper. And we're all ears out there, guys. If you're on the Wager Makers page or the Wager Makers talk page, let us know who you think number 61 is. We had a hard time with 60, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and it's not going to get much easier.
No, I'm telling you, I don't even know. Yes, 66. I think maybe a couple hockey guys. 70, I think, is probably the next easiest. 64, maybe. I think we can probably figure out a couple. But
so we kind of went in today, Webb. I sent you a text this afternoon for those that don't know. This is Wednesday. I don't even know what the date is. August, whatever 26th. It is. The 26th, August 26th. So this afternoon, I'm like, man, I don't really have a lot going on. We got a new contest coming up that we're going to talk about a little bit that we have going on. And just, NBA playoffs, obviously, NHL playoffs. Not a lot going on in the sports world. Well, there's a ton going on, but there wasn't any major news stories that I thought we were going to have a talk about today. And then there we go.
Next thing you know.
The news cycle turns quick here, right? So I'm sure by the time people hear this will be old news. But so then all the NBA playoff games have been canceled today. Started out with the Milwaukee Bucks didn't show up for the game today, for the social justice thing they're standing for and everything. And so no NBA games tonight. And now we're even starting to hear there's a few baseball games canceled tonight. The Brewers, a couple others.
Brewers and that game's out in San Diego. I know. Well, yeah, San Diego's canceled. And we said, the Astros, but we thought that may be something maybe weather related. I just saw here too, something popped up. Kenny Smith just walked off the live TNT broadcast as a show of solidarity. There's just all kinds of different political stuff popping up. It's crazy. It's anything we could talk. I'm looking at ESPN here, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories here on my phone, and not one of them is based on actual sporting events that's going on. They range from no one playing, Kenny Smith's not walked off, how the when Dan Snyder had guys basically making pornos for him of some hidden videos, which is just another ridiculously gross thing. And then the dude, it's some bizarre story that you hear about the cornerback from the Browns or the Bengals. His dad
is missing or something.
So then the dude leaves camp and goes down to find him, and he ends up getting arrested. I guess he kind of went after the dude that was with his dad. They went to pick berries. Did you read the story?
I didn't hear the whole story. I know that he got arrested and he kind of got arrested for like harassing or assaulting or whatever the last guy that saw his dad.
Right. Well, that's right. And that seems to make some sense to me, right? I mean, they both, it said they went to pick berries in a prairie, I believe is the exact phrase that I read. And only the one dude came back. And then I guess dude's like, where's my dad? He went down there. And then the next thing you know, he got arrested for harassing the guy. So going on? What is going on? I don't know. And then the next story is how Big Ben Roethlisberger's wife had said that 2019 offseason was hard on their marriage. I don't know where that fits into the news cycle. I don't know. But
I think there's a new reality show coming up about the Roethlisbergers.
Yeah. Is that for real? Is that true?
For real. I think it's going to be a hard Noxus but Ben Roethlisberger. I bet it would be hard to be married to Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, the dude's not really known for being.
Was he raping chicks? Right. Yeah. Right.
Well, but we did talk about a few weeks ago. He's found God now, so
right. Everything's forgiven.
We've already talked about that forgives all if you found God.
Right. It's not you've done anything you've done, any bad you've done doesn't matter. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Apparently,
about the havoc or the aftermath or the wake of that behavior, but you found God. You're good. You're fine.
So apparently, the wife also thinks once you find God, that's it. You're all good. That's what Ben Roethlisberger is a changed man now. Happily married man, be coming home at the same time every night after dinner dinner and stuff like that. So.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Whatever.
But as far as the sports go, with the guys sitting out, man, kudos to anybody who believes in something enough to sit out and take a stand and do whatever you need to do. I got no beef with that. If that's the cause that you're into, and certainly the videos on TV are horrendous, but we don't know the whole story of everything. So I ain't the person to pass judgment, but certainly the videos are shocking and the videos are just, they are what they are. They're hard. They're saddening to life. I just don't know as far as the business side of the basketball and the sports. I just don't know what the end game is with this or how much they're going to end up hurting their brand in the long run or helping their brand. I don't know. I don't know. I just like sports. I like to play sports. I like to watch sports and bet on sports that don't have this going on. But I'm sure people get tired of seeing dudes just getting blown away in the streets at the same time. I don't know what else to say than that.
Exactly. What can you say? I mean, who knows? It's disturbing. I have 2 kids. I can only imagine. But if we have buddies that have kids that are minorities. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't know what to say. Like I said, what can you say about it? It's shocking, horrendous, appalling, abhorrent, whatever, any of those descriptive words that you want to use. But I don't know. It sucks. And at least, we're all for it's positive change. And if they feel that this is going to change it in a positive way, good for them. I don't know how. I did hear something this morning how the NBA the ratings are dead down, and it's strict, and it somehow was associated to Republicans. So there's like Republicans aren't. I don't know how they can figure that granularly, but it sounds like 40%. I don't. The NBA is going to be just fine. The NBA players are going to be just fine. I don't think it's going to the brand or their pocketbook is going to take too much of a hit. This is a fucked up year, anyways. So more kudos to them, and I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. If their convictions are strong enough to walk off, good for them. More power to them. And I hope hope it brings some positive change. Right.
And I think, like you said, with the year being so weird as it is, playing in a bubble, NFL players playing with no fans, and MLB playing with no, it's very difficult to judge whether this is really going to affect anything or not.
Right.
With the bottom line, you won't be able to judge probably until next year when you see maybe ticket sales and all that kind of thing. When if it actually has an effect, but people have a pretty short memory when it comes to things like this. Even if you're sitting home and annoyed by it now, I think a lot of people by next year may go back. But I know people are ready to watch some games without this stuff too.
Yeah, well,
But kudos, like I say, kudos to them. If they believe in something, stand up for it. I got no beef with that.
But the big dog, I mean, is coming to town. I think I read it's 18 days till the first football game. So let's see, what happens then. I mean, that is, they own Sundays, and they are going to own it even more now in this weird time, because people, myself, us included, are chomping at the bit for something real. And even it looks like half the teams are going to have fans in the stands. Cowboys will have theirs for sure. And it looks like the Dolphins are going to have some fans too. So, let's see what happens with that. That may be a place to make a stand as well, on maybe even a bigger stage that'll get to, everyone maybe in the country. But, we'll see. That football has always been the big dog. So we'll see.
Right. So speaking of football, I mean, it's zipping up on us so fast. I mean, I think we're less than 2 weeks away from the kickoff of that Kansas City Houston game on that Thursday night. That's on the 10th, I believe. And so we're less than 2 weeks away. So right now, everybody at cbssports.com, I guess it is, but you're going to have to go to our Facebook page and hit the link and we have a survivor pool we got going. It's $250 goes to the winner. Nothing to enter. All you have to do is like and subscribe and share our posts. Once you enter, I'll make sure that you liked and subscribe and all that kind of stuff, and just keep on. But nothing to get in. $250 goes to the winner, and it's all right there on the website. Marty Johnson said she just tried, and the link was, I don't know, something was wrong with it. I'll see if we get that straightened out, or if that was user error on her part. I'm sure we'll get that worked out. But we got a few guys in there already. Yeah. I saw Jeff Plasinski, Scott Wheatley, of course, Chris Garjul's in there. I got in there. I guess Marty Johnson's getting ready to join. And we just started up a little while ago. We're also going to have another one for $250. Webb. We're going to have it's going to be like a pick'em, where you have you're going to be point spreads and everything on every game, or maybe we'll have 10 games a week or something like that, or you pick your best 10, whatever it is. We'll do that, and we're ironing out the details of that, but that'll probably be another $250.
And we'll just take the tally at the end of the year. Winner with the most wins gets it.
Right. It'll be cool. It'll be all kept
like
track
a running
for
tally.
on the website there and everything. So
is Nick going to chip in for his company? So I think the intern wants to donate.
I think so. He mentioned that today. We'll clear that up with him this week.
3MN Technology
to make sure. But you can give him a shout out right now if you want. I think he's going to throw some money in.
Yeah, I think it's 3MN Technologies. He's obviously our intern, our tech guru. That's kind of what he does for a living as well too. So any help in the Jersey area, any tech related issues, computer related issues, holler at us and we can get you in touch with the intern. No problem.
Thanks, Nick. For the donation. So one of those pools will be going up in value, I guess, of the $250. So that's great. So that's
we may go 3 each or something. Maybe we could do split the 100, do 3 each or something like that.
Good idea. That's solid pool for nothing to enter. To enter.
Yeah.
So while we're on this subject, don't forget about Thrive Fantasy. We had Scott on last week. Go to Thrive Fantasy, use promo code WagerMakers, and you get $20 free when you open up an account for at least $20. You're going to want to get in there now while there's some hoops going on, while there's some NHL, while there's some baseball, just to fool around with it a little bit. Join a $5 competition just to learn how it goes. So then you'll be ready to go for
NFL. That Thursday night, the 10th, whatever it is. It'll be here in a blink, especially with the holiday weekend coming up. That'll fly by, and before you know it will be, you'll be sitting on your couch and you'll be ready to kick it off. So
right. I don't need to be in the stands, man. I'll sit right on the couch in my underwear eating chips and Doritos and shit.
Yep. Go. That's right. That's perfect. And there's all kinds of shit getting canceled, Smith, here. Now the WNBA is not playing. So this reminds me of, I believe I was sitting actually inside when they canceled one of the, I think the basketball playoff games due to COVID though. And now I'm sitting here and the phone is buzzing as I'm sitting here and they're canceling games for another reason. So it's been a fucked up, man. I don't even know.
Just when you think last week we were all about, oh my God, look at all these sports. It's a sports extravaganza. And now we're kind of shutting her down again.
I mean, it's hard, man.
And I think it was the night that they started shutting, when they found out the guy from Utah, I think it was that
maybe
that had I think we were doing a podcast as we spoke that night. We were talking about one of the games got canceled. By the time the podcast was over, NBA season was over. NBA season was over.
Yep. Bizarre.
So I don't know. We'll see how the rest of the night pans out with that. Looks like they're playing hockey for sure. Boston and Tampa Bay. I'm on the Bruins tonight, so I hope that gets going.
You gotta love the hockey. It's been great. I mean, the NBA was even good. I need Lakers. There's some drama in the NBA with the Lakers up and down. Same with the Clippers up and down. Paul George came out and said he was depressed from being inside the bubble.
Yeah.
Which was kind of interesting, seeing a little bit of, the more human. It seems like, at least we're all human here, which not that it was good to see that, but it's to see some honesty and some, whatever, some humanity, some realness. He came out firing last night. I just think the Clippers will be there at the end in the West. I was hoping to see the Jazz finish that off last night. Did not happen for me. And then the East, I think the Bucks are going to kind of turn that on. But that's an interesting. Miami's looking good too. People are down on the Bucks, so at least it's interesting when they get back to playing. And the hockey's just great, man. That's just action, and every other game is overtime, and then one goal of the game this afternoon. We had the Flyers are up 3-0, then it's 3-3, and then I turn it back. It's on over. I drove home for it. It's on, and then I turn my head, and the dude slap shot hits the dude's stick from the blue line. Game over. So it's good stuff. A lot of fun.
Right. And interesting about that Paul George story, he had like 3 bad games. He came up big last night, I think. But just the fact that he said he was really dealing with depression, dealing with being in a bubble and just life in general. And it just goes to show you sometimes, and he's caught some flack for this, like, oh man, how could you be Paul George and you got this much money and you're living in Disney World, right. Disneyland, Disney World. I always get those two mixed up.
Right.
And how can you be dealing with that? But I mean, it's just life, man. I think everybody right now, with everything going on, the COVID, the kind of civil unrest around the United States, this bullshit election going on, all this shit, the politics, everything going on, the economy, everything.
Right.
Everybody's dealing. Everybody's, whether it's your kids getting ready for school, not going to school, what do they do? Yep. It's just everybody's kind of dealing with this shit, man. It's a difficult situation, and everybody I talked to was kind of in a funk. I mean, I can imagine if, hey, Paul George, whatever, more power to him, at least be honest about it. And
not rich, whatever. Yeah.
But right. It doesn't matter. You just got to, everybody's dealing with just this weird world we're dealing with right now. It's kind of crazy. So, but also I found it interesting. Okay. In that same series. So, we're talking a lot about the racism and the this and that. And so dude comes out in the middle of the game the other day and calls Luka Doncic, I think, called him I forget what a pussy ass white boy or a bitch ass white boy or something like that. So, to be honest, I mean, the NBA hadn't really done much about it. Nobody's said anything about it. To be honest, I wish there would just be more of thick skin and get over this shit. Some people are crying like, how can you say all this shit all the time and then you don't do anything about when something like this happens? To me, look, me and you, we played basketball. I know I don't look like I ever played basketball in my life, but I've been in places and when we talked about the town we grew up in, and I've been in places where I was one of the few white kids at the place where I'm playing at the time, and I've been called bitch ass white boy out on the fucking court. To me, I was happy as hell when that happened.
Right.
It just meant I was kind of balling, and the dude was getting pissed off that I was doing it.
Right. Right. And I was kind of in it. Right. You were just in the mix. Yep.
Right.
Sure.
Right. I mean, I just wish, and not to say dudes are able to go out on the court and drop the N-word on face or no shit like that. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. I just wish in today's day and age, people would be more like, don't give a shit about some words that's said in the heat of a competition or whatever, or wherever the hell it happens. People say words all the time. To me, it was the oldest rule in the book. Your parents teach you, hey, sticks and stones break your bones, but names will never hurt you.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
To me, when you're out on the court and some dude calls you something like that, to me, it just knew, man, I'm kind of getting on him this time.
Yeah, you're doing something. You're getting under his skin. You're for sure.
Right. So, and the fact that nothing really came out of that, I'm kind of okay. I'm okay with it, man. I'm tired of thin-skinned motherfuckers out there that everything somebody says it gets condemned and this and that. I'd rather just there be more of this, like, oh well, man, we were in the heat of the battle and that's dude just said it. I mean, what the
right. I didn't remember. He probably didn't remember saying it. And that's to say, what happened the other day with the I don't know, the guy at the hockey guy, he said, the announcer said, oh, well, it's kind of cool. They don't have any distractions. He goes, there's not any ladies around. Now that he like loses his job because he said that, you know, it's one of the, if you want to kind of make some lemonade out of some lemons type shit, that at least you're going to concentrate on the situation at hand and there's no distractions. Obviously, a bunch of young rich dudes, there's ladies around, they're going to be interested in him. I would certainly call that, it's not derogatory. It's not a, chauvinistic or whatever thing to say. It's a fucking truth and reality of the world.
We've talked about it numerous times, way over the line of what that dude said.
It's a fucking fact. I mean, are you kidding me? So I don't understand. Like, you cannot, and it seems like as tough as they are,
right?
It's made us.
Let's pick our battles. Let's pick our battles when we go to battle over something.
Right. I mean, you could, like I said, sticks and stones, man, whatever. Call me a douchebag. Just don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with, don't physically. And we'll all kind of move forward. Even if you hate me, that's fine. You hate me from over there. And then you go about your life and I'll go about my life. Don't shoot me. I won't shoot you. And then black, white, orange, or yellow. And let's just, kind of keep it going. It's it's
this
bizarre.
isn't cool, but I'm pretty sure the dude basically just said, look, even these players don't even have the distractions of women around or something. Like, that's all he really said.
Anecdotally, right? Not even like right. Like, no, right. It was not misogynist. Nothing. This just said it, like trying to make trying to talk about it in a positive way that they're maybe try to put some type of positive spin on it, and he gets condemned for that.
So, all right. So the basketball playoffs, when they get started again. So we got the Magic. The Bucks are just about to close out the Magic, regardless of what happens today. The Thunder and Rockets in a pretty good series. I think that's 2-2 now. The Rockets jumped out early, and OKC came back with 2 games on them since then. The Blazers and Lakers, of course.
Tonight, right?
What's that?
Brooke is supposed to be back tonight, I think, for that series. So that might change things a little bit.
And that'll and they're gonna have an extra day or 2 off. Looks like so.
Well, he'll definitely be back now, right? Exactly.
So and then we were hard on the Lakers after game 1, but they came back and just pounced the Blazers. They're up 3-1.
The thing with the Lakers, man, you're gonna get LeBron's gonna give you what he give you every day. But and then if Danny Green and Kuz and whoever play well, they'll blow you out.
Right.
But if they don't, you got a shot. So they're not going to beat they weren't going to lose to the Blazers either way. We discussed that last week, even after they lost. But with Lillard out, he does have a couple of days now. It looks like to kind of get back, but they ain't winning that anyway. The Blazers ain't winning that. Lakers are getting out of there, no problem.
The Clips and Mavs series has been a good one, but probably the Clips will come out of that. But it's still only 3-2. The Heat beat the Pacers, Raptors over the Nets. So the Celtics and Raptors.
McMillan.
I think that's Celtics and Raptors series is going to be a good one. Yeah. So the Pacers, hey, the Pelicans are looking for coaches. Nate McMillan might be a guy. But they just signed them an extension a few weeks ago.
They did. And well, he's lost 9 playoff games in a row. Yeah. But then why do you sign him to the extent? I don't know. I guess maybe they were thinking he would have done something. But what's his Oladipo was hurt.
They were hurt, right?
Yeah, Oladipo and the other dude, Sabonis, were hurt. So I thought he did a good job. He's a good coach. He was real good up in Portland for a while. So that's the third casualty from this, right? The Gentry and then that dude. We knew that motherfucker from the Sixers was getting fired. He couldn't coach as well. He was way over his head.
Speaking of not showing up, they didn't show up to the playoffs at all. The Sixers, Celtics killed them.
Yeah, I mean that's just embarrassing. I mean, they've got a couple guys making $100 million. That's I don't know what the deal is. Elton Brand. That's what they have when you got a guy from Duke running the show. That's what Elton Brand. I don't know what he's doing.
All right, Duke. Yeah, man. You hate the Dukies. So, but Nate McMillan, he was a good baller too, right? He play with the glove. He played with the glove up there in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the Supersonics. Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Right. All right. So yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see who the Pels get. We'll touch on. I don't know enough about it, but I think
today, what game? Which job would you want? Would you want the Pelicans job, the Sixers job, or the Pacers job? And the consensus was that you'd probably want to go with the Pelicans, but I don't know. I wouldn't want the Sixers. I would give you an argument that I think maybe the Pacers could with Oladipo and the other end, the Sabonis, versus what's going on down there in New Orleans. But that's interesting that the Pelicans could be a coveted job.
Yeah, because not only, they have a ton of young talent right now, but also they still have draft picks and all kinds of stuff coming from from that Lakers trade still,
right.
and all they still have things coming that they're still going to get more young talent, or at least trade bait moving forward. So.
Right, they have assets, and they need. But I tell you what, man, we're beating the dead horse. They need to put fucking Zion and play him.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's it's like the Cleveland Browns when they were there. All they did was trade players for first round picks, and they kept losing 13 games a year. How about you turn that into something? Let's
right.
Let's get a product on the field.
How about you get the guys on the court?
Right.
How about that? How about do that?
Let's win a couple games.
Right.
Do me a favor.
You pick them, and then you play them. That's how they get better.
Right.
You got a pretty bench. That sure is a pretty bench you got there.
Look at all those rounders. Look at those draft picks they got.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Zion looks good in the suit. All right, so then moving on to the NHL, those first round series, a couple of them were blowouts, but now they're starting to get to the nitty gritty, right? The Islanders and the Flyers.
I think it's 2-1, right? Flyers, I thought it was 2-0. I think it's 2-1.
I think who won tonight? The Flyers won tonight.
Flyers won in OT. That's what I'm saying. They were up 3-0. They scored 3-0 in the first period. It was 3-3, and the Flyers won in OT. That was good. That was good. That's 2-1.
We're watching Game 3 of the Lightning and the Bruins right now.
1-1, right?
Dallas has looked really good against the Avalanche. They're up 2-0, and that.
That's 2-0. Yep.
And then even Vancouver came back and beat Vegas last night to send that to 1-1, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean that's interesting. That looks the team to beat, the team playing the best right now was probably the Islanders, and then out west was the Stars. So we'll see how that plays out.
Right. All right. So moving on at Webb, the talking about football, college football, the AP 25 came out. You take a look at this?
I did. It doesn't seem too change. I mean, I looked at it when they first announced that those conferences weren't going to play. It doesn't seem different. I don't know why. Like you said, the texts were going back and forth. Why they're including these teams in the top 25? But I think there was 9 of them, right? And none of them, like we said, the only one that's up there that's really going to affect anything, I would say, is would be Ohio State, and they're going to probably have to play Wisconsin, who's supposed to be good this year, and Penn State's is decent too. So maybe they would end up getting a loss. So. I don't know. I don't know why they would do that to include that. It doesn't really make sense.
Why not just throw them out? You got to figure after 2 games, those teams are going to be out. You know what I mean?
Right. So I mean,
like let's say one team is 2-0. They can't possibly be ahead. Ohio State can't possibly end up ahead of anybody who's got to win. Got one game.
I don't understand. I don't. Yeah, well,
I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, the usuals. Oklahoma, right. LSU, Penn State, Florida, Oregon. So you got a couple of Pac-12 teams, couple Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it does is it gives a team, maybe a second team from. I doubt anybody from the ACC will sneak in there, but it gives a second. Maybe a Big 12 team or one of those teams could kind of go undefeated. Maybe A&M could have a season, or maybe SEC are probably going to beat each other up. So that gives
like Oklahoma State's number 15. Maybe they run a little table and do
right. Maybe they could kind of sneak into that that question or the conversation for that number 4 spot or something like that instead of Ohio State. So the teams like that.
Your Tar Heels are number 18, Webb.
Yeah, I'd love to see them do something. Mac Brown came back. He's doing a hell of a job recruiting. They got that quarterback, Hal. That dude's NFL. He's counting his money. So I'd love to see them do something. I'd love to see them. I'd love to see them play Notre Dame. I haven't seen the schedule. I'd love to see them beat them. And it'd be great if they can kind of sneak into 2. I don't think they have the horses just yet, but they're getting there. And if any year it can happen, it could be this year. So.
Yep. Yeah, Mac Brown. They did a good job. They had a pretty good season last year. They knocked off teams that I think wasn't it them that went to Clemson, went to like overtime
That's
or something.
Correct.
And maybe they went
correct.
for 2 and didn't get it or something. But it was a.
That's correct. Yeah, they should have. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But they pump out pros, and then it just tells you the difference is the quarterback. They got a pro quarterback now, and that just kind of turns everything. And I get them. I'm on the Tar Heels for the hoops, so I get all the updates, anything from still, and they're crushing recruit wise. And if you look at nationally, I think they're top 4, I think, in football recruiting. So that's tremendous.
Cool. Yep. Always like to see the Tar Heels do good, even though you love them so much. Sometimes I don't, but it's all right. I'm down with the Tar Heels.
All right.
So they didn't change their name yet, Webb. I know
That's not going to happen. Did I see how that went away? You don't fuck with that. That went away. It's evaporated.
I might keep bringing it back up.
Yeah,
what about the Tar Heels, though?
It's evaporated.
All right. So, what else we got for this week? Anything? That's kind of.
I think that's everything we got. I mean, the big news is obviously they're not playing, and the bigger news is we got our contest. I mean, that's the huge news for our listeners. I mean, we hate to be political, but there's nothing you can't move without getting hit by something that's going on, socially or politically, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we're trying to be as positive and keep it as light as possible. I mean, it's good news. You get in our couple of contests, you can walk away with $600 just for fucking around doing what you do anyways. I'm betting the hockey. That's keeping me going. It's exciting as hell. We got both games tonight. I got money on every series. One of our favorite bets, Polinski's listening over in the first period. I love it. Same with up there with no runs in the first inning, which is good. Got sneaked that one out, made that first inning exciting today in that White Sox game. So, we're doing what we can here, Smith.
All right, we're hanging in there. Somehow I turned my head and the Lightning is up 2-0 on this game. It was nothing to half a second ago. So I got to get these Bruins fucking playing some fucking hockey.
Over in the first period. I just said it. There you go.
All right. Well, the over team was the wrong team, but I'll take your word for it. All right. Sure. So that's that. We're going to be working on that Pick'em contest as well. But everyone get in the Survivor pool. It's called the Wager Maker Survivor pool. Go to our Facebook page and hit the link.
You're getting these texts. We got to get Perone on it. Get the intern on it.
You got it. So they can't get in, they said? That's
what I'm getting here.
All right, I'll figure it out in a little bit. That's once I'm done with this, I'll do all this shit and I'll figure that out.
You got nothing else to do. Right.
All right. Oh, shout out real quick. I want to say to people in West Louisiana and East Texas, we got a lot of listeners, a lot of friends out there. Good luck with this Hurricane Laura. It's a big doozy Category 4 bearing down. It should be hitting tonight, tomorrow. Good luck to all our people out there. We've got a lot of friends over there. So I meant to lead off with that, but that's the way it goes. So anyway, John Groh, thank you for the bumper music. Wilbur Investigations, thank you so much for all you do for us. TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher. Check out our picks on sportswatchmonitor.com. Check us out on Facebook at the Wager Makers Podcast. Go to Wager Makers Talk page and like that. And Twitter at the Wager Makers, Instagram at the Wager Makers. You can send us an email if you have any issues getting into the thing at thewagermakers@gmail.com. Also, Devin's going to tell you about how to like and subscribe on YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers Podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Thank you, Devin. And thank you all for listening. Hey, get in on these contests. NFL is going to be here before you know it. Thanks, Webb. Take us out.
Brick by brick, baby. Everybody hang in there. We're here for you. Let us know whatever you need. We'll take up any topic you want, any sports related or social injustices, I guess, at this point as well. Hit us up. We'd love to chat, see what you guys are thinking. And all these contests are going to be great. Free money to steal a Scott Wheatley quote. It is free money. Keep you interested in Thursday nights, Monday nights, Sundays, whatever. And there is no NBA tonight, like we said. I will be watching The God Inside My Ear, starring Steve Smith, on Amazon Prime. I already have it queued up on my TV. I got a little thing from Fios so I can get my Amazon Prime right on my TV. So I'll be watching The Preacher saving people from going to hell and The God in My Ear tonight.
That's going to be 2 hours of your life you'll never get back. I'm trying to.
I've done worse. I've had worse 2 hours that I really want back. So this not even comparison. So remember who you're talking to.
All right. Thank you all, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.